Oh man, you can see it. What's up, live? Culture CEO in the house, man. Look, come on in here. Friday night live. We got Mo Game, and Mo Game. That's right. Good to be back, man. Guys, girls, y'all come on in and give y'all a few minutes to come on in. Once you come in, just hit the chat up. Let me know who you are, where you're from, as we customarily do. Got some stuff to talk about with tonight for a little while. Not all night, but just for a little while. Come on in live. We're gonna give about another minute or so for some of you guys to come on. L. Johnson, Lester from Columbia, South Carolina. Top of the evening to you, Lester. Good to have you, man. Good to have you on the channel tonight. We'll give it about another minute or so. I see our numbers are picking up. We got some more folks coming on. David Stockler, David from Dayton. All right, David. Good to have you back, man. Good to have you back to the channel. All right. Who else we got here? All right. John O. Look at Slim. Look at Slim, my country. Yeah, man. I've been noticing things getting a little slim up under here, man. I was checking it out once I got on. I was like, okay. Like things are starting to work out pretty good already. Yeah, man. It's definitely working. But John O, I appreciate that. Macau, even though see you on the clock tonight here in Nashville. All right, cool. Nashville, Tennessee in the house. All right, glad you could join us tonight. All right. All right. So look, we got looks like about 10 of you guys on. So the rest of them, I know I just made a post on the community, let them know we're live. They'll join in as they get the notification. All right. Skinner, you've been hauling 610 all day, huh? Look out now. 610 limestone, man. Look. 610 limestone can pay some bills, man. That's that high dollar good stuff there, man. Look, they want to make some ground good and tight. 610 will do the job. All right, Majano already bless up. Keep up. Yeah, got to keep up that game for sure. For sure. All right, so I think what I want to do tonight, where I want to begin is I'm going to talk about two things that I think would be beneficial for those that are looking to get in the business. And then I'll take your questions pertaining to that. And then I got two things I want to talk about for those of you who are already in the business. Okay. So I'll kind of shape it up like that tonight. And like I said, I'll do the first two, and then I'll allow some time for you guys to kind of ask your questions. And then after a little while, we'll move into the second thing. All right. So we'll try to roll like that. All right. Johnson says he checked out a 13. Okay. Okay. That's what my oldest truck is, John. Lester, it's a 13. All right. Johnny say, what's up, Tennessee? All right. Johnny, what's up, man? Tennessee in the house. All right. We got some Tennessees and some Carolinas and some Ohio's in here. All right. So that's how I want to roll tonight. So I want to jump into it because I know once the questions start, we kind of get to rolling with those questions, and I enjoy those questions. But I definitely want to give you the game that I've been meditating on for the last 2 days. I want to make sure you get that right. Here it is. So first thing I want to talk about is relates to folks that are looking to get into the business. You were drawn to the channel for that reason, and you've been watching the channel for that reason, and you're looking to get into the dump truck game, the business. We've had a good week here, and some things that happened to allow me. Yes, that's good. Allow me to be able to think about, okay, this is good information that I think I need to share with you guys, right? And it's based upon an experience of something that happened 2 weeks ago with a guy who recently got into the business. I won't call his name. He's also a channel watcher, but he and I had a conversation. And so the first thing I want to tell you tonight, that one of the most important things getting into the business is you got to have proper capital specifically for breakdown situations, right? And say that again. Got to have proper capital for breakdown situations, okay? And what happened was the reason why, and I might type that in just to have, okay? The reason what happened was I talked with one of the guys, and he had a breakdown with his truck. Had been in the business, I guess, 2 weeks, maybe 3, and had been running good. And lo and behold, had a breakdown, and wasn't quite in a situation where he was close to a regular dealer, but he did run across someone that seemed to have some knowledge of being able to fix the truck. But the guy couldn't get it done, right? And so he ended up finally getting it to a place that looked like they could get it done. Well, lo and behold, he's down days because of that. And the last time we talked, he was still waiting for the guy to look at his truck, right? So, and I know he's not going to mind. I'm not going to call his name, but I know he's not going to mind me sharing his story, because I believe this story can help some of you who are contemplating getting in. And I just don't want you to fall into this type of situation. Thank God he had enough capital and has enough capital to sustain him, right, to be able to take care of that. But as I explained to him when we were talking, it's not the breakdowns that kill you, it's the downtime, right? And so at the point of when we talked and he finally got his truck to a shop that was capable of fixing it, he had probably already lost a few days of work. And the shop guy tells him that it was going to probably be the next day or so that he would be able to get to it. And so then it depends on what it is. Does a part have to be ordered, what have you? So all in all, what I'm saying is it's not the breakdowns that kill you, it's the downtime, because the thing that you can get back, the money that you'll spend for the breakdown, right? The labor, the parts, you can get that back, right? Truck get back to working, you can go make that back. But the thing that you don't get back, can't get back, is time, right? Time is the resource that we use every day that we can't recover. You can't get it back, right? Once it's used, it's gone. And so in trucking, you lose a day, you don't get that back. You know, somebody might say, well, I can go make that day up. No, you can't, because you can't get that day back. You can't get time back. But all you can get back is be able to go make the money back that you spent for the parts and the labor to fix the truck, right? So I always advocate that when you have a breakdown, it may cost you a few more dollars, but whatever you can do to get the truck back up quickly as possible, that's the route you need to take, right? See, our natural tendency is to, get it fixed as cheap as possible. And that's not what this guy did. I'm just making a point. But our natural tendency is get it fixed as cheap as possible. But cheap might not always get it back up the quickest. Let me give you an example. If you got 2 shops and you're broke down, one shop's gonna do it for $500 less, but he gonna take 4 days. But this guy over here gonna be 500 more, but he gonna get you back up in 2 days. Which one do you go with? Right? My thinking is, give me my truck back as quickly as possible, because I can't get the 4 days back. And then that reduces my time to having only lost 2 days, right? All right, let me remember to finish putting this in the chat. The first point I want to make tonight, for those that are just now trying to get into the business, you must have proper capital specifically for breakdowns. I want you guys to remember that. That's why I'm putting it in the chat. All right. I think I got that spelled correctly. All right. So you'll be able to remember that. All right. And so, all right, Will Jones, Baton Rouge. That name sounds familiar, Will Jones. All right. All right. So that was my first point. And so watch this. This guy had adequate capital, has adequate capital, hadn't been in the business for 2 or 3 weeks, has a breakdown. Doesn't seem like it's something real serious, but it's one of those tricky things where the first guy couldn't figure out what it was, right? So he's losing days, but thank God, proper planning with the capital is going to sustain him until he can get the truck back up. So for those of you guys doing your research, your due diligence, and I'm a resource that you're using to figure this thing out, make sure you got proper capital. Now, I know the next question is going to be to say again, what's proper capital to getting started? I've said to you guys that I thought 20K was a good price, right? Overall for everything. That means if you got to do a 10% down payment of 7,500 to 10,000, then you got 10,000 to work with, right? And so you at least want to have you 5 to 7,000, 5 to 8,000. One would say 5 to 10 if possible, to be able to, if something happens with that truck. Okay. And here's the thing. Here's the nugget. The older the truck is, the tendency there is for you to have a breakdown. I'm not saying that you will. I'm not trying to scare you off a solid new, solid older truck. That's not what I'm saying, because there are solid older trucks. But just know, if it's 7, 8 years old, 19 years old, natural components have begun to be older. Alternators are older. Batteries are older. Air conditioner compressors are older. And I can go on and on and on for stuff that's been on the truck for 10 years that's never been replaced. And then you buy the truck and then that stuff starts going out, right? That's all I'm saying. Not any major breakdowns, but it's stuff that you'll have to spend money on, okay? All right, so that's my main point. All right. The second thing, so we're talking about stuff for new people. I want to get these other 2 points out, and then I'm going to let you guys come with your questions. All right. What's up, Joe Ramsey? Patrick, good to have you, man. Back from the big old town. Look, man, Patrick, Patrick, LSU just came up there and spit more game, and more game the other night, man. Look, I stayed up, Patrick, to what, 11:30? I don't know how late it was. But LSU came to Oregon, came to Eugene, man, and they straight up spit more game. More game. Man, we thought it was going to be a quick exit back home after the first game, man, that lost to Gonzaga. But, man, wow, man, that was something to see, brother. But anyway, all right, I'm coming to y'all, though. Let me get these other 2 points out, and then we're going to let y'all come with y'all questions. All right. What's up, Glenn? Good to see you, Glenn. One of my channel supporters. Good to see you, Glenn. All right. I'm going to write the second point in the chat. Second point I want to make to you tonight. Beware of crooked dealerships. All right. I'm going to put it in the chat. Beware of crooked dealerships. All right. Since I've been talking to a lot of you guys, I've been hearing different stories about certain dealerships requiring certain things, asking for crazy stuff, doing crazy stuff, right? All right, so I thought I'd make that point tonight. Beware of crooked dealerships. What are some of the things and tricks that they do? All right. Well, let me name one. Baskin out of, what is that, Tennessee. You Tennessee guys ought to know Baskin and tell me the city. Is it Memphis? Covington, Tennessee, I want to say. Baskin has been crooks, man, I know for better than 10 years. I never shall forget, I looked at a truck at Baskin. The truck wasn't but like 4 or 5 years old. And they only wanted like $30,000 for the truck. And I'm like, oh my God, that's a deal. And I'm thinking, wow, I done found this great deal that nobody else knows about. And man, I got to pulling up stuff on Google about Baskin and other people who had bad experiences. The Better Business Bureau had gave them a bad rating. And in essence, and I think somebody down here from Baton Rouge had bought a truck from Baskin and had trouble, tried to take it back, couldn't do anything with it. They would not honor the transaction, man. So beware of Baskin out of Covington, Tennessee. I think I got the city right. But shady dealing. Listen, guys, girls, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Because you're not going to pay $30,000, $40,000, or $50,000 for a 5-year-old truck. It's just not happening unless some widow whose husband has died and she just want to get rid of the truck. She don't know what she got. And what are the odds of that happening, right? So beware of these shady dealerships. If it sounds too good to be true, then it probably is. Okay, that's number one. Beware of these dealerships that if you go there, you see something you like, but you're not ready to buy that day, and they ask you for a down payment to hold the truck. Just know if you do that and something changes and you don't buy the truck, some of these dealerships are trying to keep your money because they're going to say you prevented them from making a sale. All right. Don't miss this. Let me say that again. If you're not ready to buy that day, some of them will say you tell them you want the truck and you do paperwork on the truck and you telling them you got to get a few things together where they say, well, look, we need money down to hold the truck, right? Just know that if you don't buy that truck, they may try to keep you down payment. Okay. All right. So that's the second thing. All right. The third thing about beware of crooked truck dealerships. If you buying a truck well, I'm not just going to say in the South, but beware that some of these trucks could have been in flood situations. And now this truck ends up over here at these dealership and it's a salvage title or something associated with that truck. What I mean by salvage, which means the truck has been totaled or something like that, right? The truck was flooded. It was totaled. Somebody bought it for a little nut at an auction, fixed a few things in it, and now they're trying to sell it, right? But it's a salvage title because it was junked. It was totaled. Beware of a dealership trying to sell you that. And you just need to ask the question or you know what to look for if a truck has been flooded out. Because unless they've done some extensive work in the inside, it's going to be some rust. It's going to be some evidences of new wiring and stuff like this. They're going to tell you a story. Okay, this truck might have been underwater. Where did this truck come from? You need to ask the question. All right. So those are 3 things I want to give you about being aware of crooked truck dealerships for you new guys that want to get into the business. Okay. All right. And then third thing. All right. Let me type this in the chat. All right. All right. So the third thing is don't be afraid. Let me make sure I got it right for you guys. Don't be afraid to contact and talk to these contractors. Right. I know sometimes some of us can be a little timid, maybe intimidated. These are business folks. You're just getting into the business, and you might, feel like, you're not capable, or you don't know what to say, or that kind of stuff. But you got to be able to talk business to these contractors, and it's not a hard thing. I would suggest writing down your questions that are the most important questions, and then narrow your question down. You don't need to call them with a list of 10 questions. That's not what I'm saying. Sorry about that. Don't call them with a list of 10 questions. All I'm saying is If you got 10 questions, see how you can narrow that list down to 5 until what's most important. All right. And so I'm speaking to the guys who are just not trying to get into the business. If I'm trying to hook up with this contractor, what are 5 questions I would need to ask? What's up, Taquan? What are 5 questions that I would need to ask, right? Number 1, I'm a trucker and I'm trying to find out, how do I get set up to haul for you guys? That's number 1. Number 2, do you guys have enough work to keep me busy for a good while? That's the second question I would ask. Do you guys have enough work? Let me add to that. Do you guys have enough work now and coming up that you can work me for a little while? That's number 2. Number 3, how do you guys pay? Every week, every other week, but just, how do you guys work? How do you guys pay? I'm sorry. That's number 3. Number 4, is most of your work local? Is most of your work local? All right. And that's just 4 questions I've given you, right? And then number 5, I would say, is flexible. Maybe some other pet peeve you may have, how much insurance they require, how many trucks they own themselves, or does a broker handle their work, just whatever you might be curious about. Okay. All right. But don't be afraid to talk to these contractors and ask questions. That's why they're there. Right. All right. So let me get, that was my 3rd thing. So let me give you a little tidbit on something just happened to me, and then I'm going to take your questions. Okay. So I did what I told you guys I was going to do. I took my DBE letter and I sent it out to several companies, and specifically an old company that I've done my biggest work job for several years back. They responded just like I knew they would. Called me, asked for a bid on hourly work, to submit a bid on hauling 20,000 yards of dirt, a bid on hauling 7,200 tons of sand. And ladies and gents, the job was a $50 million. Is it 50? The job was a $30 million job. The goal of the DBE on that job, I think, was 5%. They were going to use me as the DBE, which means that 5% of 50 million, if I was the only DBE on the job, they would have had to give me that much work, which means what? It's 5 million. 10% of 5 million is 5. So $2.5 million. And it was about a 2 to 3 year job. So I could have made that much. They could have made that much with me in that course of time. Now, I'm saying those numbers, but obviously you guys know I wouldn't have cleared 2.5 million, but I would have had 2.5 million to run through my account, because I would have had to hire other trucks to work with me, overhead, diesel, all that, right? So I'm not sitting there telling you I would have made $2.5 million. Gross, yeah, it would have showed that. But after all your expenses, then over the course of 2 or 3 years, when you boil it down, the figure would have been different, right? But I probably should have cleared over the course of them 2 or 3 years, I'm sure, between $500,000 to $1 million, right? But I'm saying all that to show you how the bid process goes. But guess what? They didn't get the job. So that's the end result. But I want to share that with you to show you just how easy that works, how easy that can be. They came in, looks like 3rd or 4th on the bidding. They didn't get the job. I am still contemplating calling the company, because they're from Louisiana, that got the job, to just check and see. That's a nugget. This is a nugget. Don't miss it. My guys didn't win the bid, but I'm contemplating Monday calling the company that did win the job to see, do they have their trucking covered? I just told y'all something right there. Don't miss the nugget. So most people be like, oh, you know what? My company, the company I bid with, didn't get it. So, oh, well, no, you're a sub. You're not beholden to just your company. I provide trucking. So you still can call. I'm going to call that company Monday. Hey, I saw you. Congratulations. I saw you guys won the bid for the industrial canal job here in Baton Rouge. And I was just wondering, I supply trucks to jobs. Do you guys have your trucking covered? Do you have a sub that's going to be doing your trucking? I would be interested in supplying trucks for you. That's going to be my pitch. And then they could either say yes, no, maybe, or go through this guy, or we'll get back with you later. But I've made a play at it, right? That's what I'm going to do. That's nugget right there, y'all. Don't miss that. All right, so look, let's get ready to answer some questions. Look, let me let you know you can support this channel at this time with super chat or a super sticker, or join the channel like old Glenn has joined the channel. Kudos to Glenn. Appreciate you, man, for supporting the channel. And if you want to be one of these channel members, you can see the join button on this channel where you can do that, and you can receive some extra perks that the country CEO supplies. Or at the bottom, you see the $. You can hit a super sticker or super chat. All right. Just thought I'd let you know that that is available if you want to support this channel like some of these other guys that I appreciate oh so well for doing so. All right. So let me stroll back up and let's get into some questions on tonight. I'm ready to run my head a little bit. All right. All right. All right. Will Jones, do you know me? I'm a Jones. Do you know my Jones is out of Chicago though? So, but do you tell me if you know me or not? Okay. All right. Let me see. It's Skinny says, would it be good business move to buy a truck while working for my company and then try to sign on with them as independent? It depends on how they feel about you. It's Skinny. I know a guy here locally that is doing that very thing. He worked for them at first. He bought a truck. He did not get on his truck. Instead, he continued to work for them, hired a driver, and the driver drive his truck working for that company. So I think it's all about how they feel about you. I think how I would approach that, I would talk to who is the decision maker when it comes to that. Don't talk to no underlings about that. Nobody. Talk to who makes that decision. Go straight to the source and ask them how they feel about that. And let them know you still going to do what you do, but you're going to put somebody there and you just want to know, could you get some work with them? All right. And so that's how I would handle it. But I would also be ready and planning for if it becomes a problem. I know I got another place to go. My grandmother used to say it's a mighty poor rat that ain't got but one hole to go in. Did you get that? All right. So if you do that, just make sure you make contact over here and over there just in case, because you don't want to be caught by surprise if somebody starts to feel in some kind of way that you're working for the company and you got your truck working for the company. But it can happen, just depending on how they feel about you. And is that okay? All right. All right, Joe Ramsey from the big Alabama. All right, Glenn, South Carolina. All right. I appreciate that because I sure was looking at them today. Okay, Joe. Yeah. Stay away from Baskin, man. I can tell you that's one for sure. All right. L. Johnson, 2013 automatic Peterbilt, 200,000 miles. That's good miles for a 13. I could tell you. Still done bid. That sounds good. What would you pay for it? Asking 89. Lester, that seems a little high. The mileage is great. Let me say this. The reason why I say that is because, let me see. My 13, well, let me see. The mileage is great. I can tell you that. You know, for an average of supposed to be 50,000 miles a year, you don't have a 200,000. That is great mileage. I bought my 13 in 19, so it was 6 years old, and it was still varied a little over 100,000 at that time, and it was a good price. And it had 172,000 miles for a 6-year-old truck. And it was a good price. Let me think on that. Let me see. 89,000, 13. It's 8 years old. The mileage is great. Because see, my 13, the reason why I'm scratching my head on that, my 13 is valued right now at about 75, 80. but that may be on trade-in. I think I talked to my dealer. That's on trade-in. So maybe in retail, my 13 may still be around that. Lester, I'm gonna say it's in the ballpark. I mean, it may be a little high, but it's not. It's not highway robbery. Let me just say that it may be a few thousand, but you in the ballpark, man. 89 is a Peterbilt. Peterbilt tends to run a little bit higher than a Mack. I'm gonna say that because that's really true. They tend to run 4,000-5,000 higher than a Mack. So let me say this: for a Peterbilt, that's a good price. I can't equate your price to a Mack because I know Peterbilts without a doubt. I've bought a Peterbilt before. They run 4, 5, 6, 7,000 more than a Mack. So you may be in good price for a Peterbilt with that price. Let me just say that. All right. But what you can do, Lester, to just kind of double check that. I know they have truck blue books, just like you have Kelly Blue Book and all that kind of stuff. I just don't know how you find the truck blue book for trucks. I have to call my dealer and ask him what's this worth, what's that worth. But man, if you could find some kind of way, maybe call another Peterbilt dealership and ask the question and just see what the retail value is, and is it in that ballpark? That's what I would do. All right, y'all's chosen. Welcome tonight, y'all's chosen. Thanks for the helpful information. Watching from California. Welcome back, Cali. Nasty Thing. What's up, channel member, supporter of this channel? Good evening, North Carolina. Nasty, what's up with you, man? Good to see you, brother. Hope all is well with you. Stay rolling, man. Keep grinding. All right. All right. So, Will, let me see. I need a question answer for tomorrow about transmission fluid type for a 13 Mack with an automatic. Oh, shucks. What's the name of it? What's the name of it? Somebody give me that dog. Oh, what's that transmission for the automatic, man? Transcend. Transcend. Transcend is the type for Allison automatics. Let me see, can I Google to make sure the spelling is correct? Yeah, that's it. That's it, man. Transcend is the transmission fluid type for an automatic Mack. Man, that's my truck right there, 2013 Mack with an automatic, right? Transcend. That's the kind that goes in there. Now, let me say this, Will, that the Dextron 3 synthetic is something that's suitable to go in there, whether you get it in Castrol, whether you get it from O'Reilly's or something. That is an equivalent that I have personally used because I had to go in there because I couldn't get no Transcend right locally, and we in a rural area. They ain't selling no Transcend. I got to go to the city to get Transcend. But in talking to the folks at O'Reilly, the transmission folks at the dealership, Dextron 3 synthetic is suitable as an alternative to that if you have to. All right, but use the Transcend if you got the option. Okay. Gruber, what's up with you, man? Glad to have you back to the channel. Thanks for the inspiration. I appreciate that. Oh man, today you purchased a 2021 Peterbilt quad axle, leaving your job after 20 years of service. Congrats, man. You get the double salute on that one, brother. You get the double salute on that, man. Kudos and congratulations to you. Quad axle. You know, that's what I've been talking about, thinking about for my next one too, man. Good God Almighty. All right. So you say you're nervous, but you're up for the challenge. Nervousness go come with it. Nervousness, that's a part of it, right? Is it true DEF trucks don't like to idle? Haven't had a problem with it, man. Haven't had a problem. I mean, we've been on jobs sitting for hours and I haven't had an issue. So I don't know how true that is, but I haven't had an issue. And sometimes we've had to sit for hours and not have an issue. I mean, they do run their best when it's getting hot. I do know it has to get a certain temperature, But I mean, look, it's been we were 92, 93 degrees here today. In the summertime, I think you'll have that problem of it getting hot, right? So I think you're okay there, man. All right, man. Congratulations, Gruber. That's all right there, man. Look, when you get a chance, send us a picture of that 2021 Pete, man. Love to see that. All right, it's Skinny. You say you drive a 2014 automatic Pete. You say you hate it. It take 2 football fields to turn around. All right, it's a quad. I guess it's long, huh? It's got a wide turn radius on it. Is that what you're saying, or it's just so long? It's Skinny. Is that what you're saying? All right, I'll let you answer that. It's Skinny. Joe says, so with a person with no experience who wants to get in the game, what are your recommendations? Shoot, Joe, do what you're doing now, man. You're doing your due diligence, right? You listen to this channel, and I appreciate it, man. You've listened to this channel. You've done listen to maybe some other guys, and you're researching. You're talking to people. What I've always said on this channel is to do your due diligence. That's number one, because you do have to reach. I'm sure Gruger can attest to this. You do have to reach a certain level of comfort to go, number one, spend that much money to get a truck, and then step out into the unknown of not knowing anybody personally, maybe, and then making a way for yourself, right? But me being a religious man, that's where your faith comes in at. You know, I'm a person of faith. I stepped out on faith, and I just say, God, here I am. I've done my part. It's on you now. Just open up the floodgates for work. I'll go work. I'm not asking. This is my prayer, right? I'm not asking for any freebies. If you give me the work, I'll go get it, Lord. I just need you to give me the work, right? And he did that, still doing that after 21 years. So, Joe, I would say what's going to give you a comfort, Joe, to step out there is talking to other dump truck guys that are already in the business, asking them how things are, you know, who has the work, those kinds of things, right? Getting your Google yellow pages or your phone book yellow pages, calling the construction companies, the asphalt companies in town. Talk to them about how the work is. Joe, put what city in the chat in Alabama you in, but research your chamber of commerce, man. Find out what's happening for the region. Here in Baton Rouge, the work is booming, man. Matter of fact, I've been telling y'all the work is booming. I see next 10 years, 15 years here in Louisiana, the work is booming, right? I told you once the federal government passed the infrastructure bill, y'all been seeing that they've been going back and forth. Y'all notice ain't nobody quit, right? They know they got to do infrastructure, y'all. And so I'm glad to see the donkey and the elephant working together to come up with infrastructure. Well, guess what just happened in my great state of Louisiana? Just yesterday, the legislature, before they left, they passed a bill to divert $300 million from the general fund for the next few years to go towards what, y'all? Roads and bridges. Roads and bridges. So now I got 3 things working for us here. It's already booming. The federal government finna pass infrastructure bill, and my own state just basically invested in infrastructure. We good here they got to build a brand. Let me just say this. Baton Rouge is on the river. We have 2 bridges, an old bridge and a new bridge. Well, the new bridge is connected to I-10, right? Well, I think I told you guys before that in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, it's the only place in the whole United States, from Florida to California, which I-10 runs, where it reduces to 2 lanes. Some engineer expert 40 years ago couldn't see that the city would grow, and the experts on Metro Council couldn't see that the city would grow. And so therefore you needed a wider bridge. So guess what they got to do now, y'all? They got to put another bridge across the Mississippi River Bridge in Baton Rouge. It's going to take 10 years to build that bridge, y'all. So that's why I'm telling you. So Joe, go to the Chamber of Commerce, talk to these construction companies, go on your Alabama Department of Treasury website, look at the projects that are coming up. That's how you can get a feel for the work in your area, right? And then when you talk to these construction companies, like I said earlier, can you work me? I got a truck. Joe, talk to them as if you already got the truck. I'm a dump trucker. Can you keep me busy? What kind of work you got? Blah, blah, blah. And it's in getting that information. That's what's going to give you the comfort zone to come on out here in this business. So that would be my recommendation, because you do have to have a certain level of comfort. Did you notice Kruger just said he was nervous? But trust me, to go and buy a 2021 Peterbilt quad axle, he still had to get to some level of comfort to be able to say, I'm going with it. All right. So that's would be my biggest recommendation for you, man. All right. It's skinny. It's a try, and the turn rate is just terrible. Okay. It's skinny. I used to hate that on those RD Max, man. Oh my God. You coming up to a turn, you got to swing out before you get to the intersection just to make sure you can make the turn. And if you somehow mess up, you got to get in the intersection, blow the horn so nobody hit you in the back, bag up, and then pull up. I used to hate that, man. But these Max we got now, these GU 713, they turn just like a car, man. All right, Pedro, what's up, man? Welcome to the channel tonight. Ain't nothing going on. New York City in the house. What's up, New York? All right, thinking of quitting my job, 27 years, getting a 2018 348. All right, buddy of mine had a 348. Asking price 129. Is that a good price? 2018. Yes, sir. Yes, indeed, that's a good price. All right, my 2018 try was 138. So yes, that's a good price, man. Yes, indeed. I don't know what the mileage is, but I'm assuming the mileage is okay. I told you Peterbilt normally runs more than the Max. Shoot, that truck is 9,000 less than mine was. All right, Joe, Huntsville, very familiar with Huntsville. I've been to Huntsville several times. Okay. All right, but that's what you got to do, Joe. Do those things, man, and that's going to give you that level of comfort to feel good about getting into this business. All right. Kruger, let me give you my email, man. All right. All right. All right. All right. Appreciate it, man. You're welcome, John Lester. You're welcome, Joe. You're welcome, Pedro. All right. All right. So I hope I answer some questions tonight. All right. Y'all got it going on. All right. So let's move on to the second thing. I wanted to talk to some guys that's already in the business. All right, I'll answer you, Skinny, before I go into this, right? You says, yeah, it's rough, especially because I run a lot of loads for the quarry, okay? And I got to take my Pete in some little driveways, okay? And roads seems like for little old ladies and don't understand how big my truck is, right. And that could kind of work you with that steering wheel, man. It's Skinny, I already know if you're doing that all day, and all that, man, that'll wear you out, man. That's enough to have you tired at the end of the day. With that, I can tell you that I've had to wrestle that steering wheel in a truck like that. It ain't no fun, man. I don't like it either. Maybe you might can ask the boss man. You know, maybe they can shorten. Is it a way they can shorten that turn radius? Sometimes I've seen some guys be able to do something, adjust that block or that something in that front end that may be able to help you out with that. That might be something you might ask the boss man. Can y'all ask Peterbilt about and check into? All right. Mikhail says the guy that does the scheduling for my company has his own truck and driver that he dispatches alongside for us. Okay. All right. The guy that does the scheduling. All right. So he got his own truck owned with the company with a driver. Cool. Like I say, it's all on the company. If the company is okay with it, you know, it would be okay. But just have a backup plan just in case. Yeah, it may be possible, Skinny. Yeah. I mean, talk. You ain't doing on a slow day, or have the boss man call Peterbilt and see, if it's something that might be adjusted to where you can turn a little shorter. It's worth asking. You never know. Definitely worth asking, man, and then be wrestling with that every day. All right, so look, let me go ahead and give two things to guys that are already in the business, right? The other stuff, it'll work for everybody, but I wanted to specifically speak to guys that were trying to get in the business, right? And I'll put these two things in the chat here. This is for guys that are already in the business. And I just want to speak to you. Kruger, this will go for you just getting in as well. Let me type this. Don't hesitate to sacrifice to get where you want to be. All right, I didn't put my number on there, but that's okay. All right, so guys that are already in, just got in, recently got in, right? I'm coming to you, Nasty. I'll answer that. Let me work this, and I'll be glad to come to that. Well, let me answer you, Nasty. You channel member. Let me go ahead and take care of that for you. You said looking like it's gonna cost you 10 grand to repair the bed. Nasty, what's wrong with the bed? Tell me that too. Do you recommend repairing or doing a bed swap? Tell me what's wrong with the bed first before I answer you, because depending on what's wrong, I know it's a steel bed because I saw it, but tell me what's wrong, what's going on. Give you a second to post that before I go further. I just want to know what's happening with it, because I may be able to tell you a cheaper way to do what you got to do. Because I've put floors in beds, I repaired the insides of beds. You know, I've done a few things with some beds. All right, you got me, Nasty? You got me? Well, I might need to go on until he types in, right? All right, let me go on while he types in. All right. All right. So my statement earlier was um don't hesitate to sacrifice to get to where you want to go. Here's what I mean. I told you guys that I was working with a new company. This company just has so much work to it's not funny. They want both of my trucks every day. All right, there he goes. All right, 3/4 of the floor is rotted and cross members are in bad shape. No, man, you don't need no 10 grand to fix that. No, man. Nasty. I have put a floor in a bed before, and I'm gonna tell you what it cost me. I went down to the steel place myself with a flatbed trailer, and I bought 1/8 of an inch thick. I talked to a welder. I got 2 or 3 guys here locally that weld in my area. One of them is real good. That's what he did for a living. I went to the place where he worked at and bought one sheet of 1/8 of an inch, which was a little thicker than what I had, of steel, and put it on my trailer. No, I bought a sheet and a half. That's what it was going to take. Nasty. Now, I know steel may have went up. This was about 4 or 5 years ago, but it still ain't no beat and went up that much. Nasty, I paid $800 for that. $800 for 1/8 of an inch sheet and a half. I paid $800. My welder, this guy, this is not a shop. This guy does this for a living. He worked for a company, but he does it on the side of his house. I took my truck to his house. Stay 5 minutes from me. I took my truck to his house, took the material to his house. Over the course of a weekend. And here's what I did. I didn't tear out the old floor. He took that sheet and put it over that old floor. He cut it out, made it to fit in that doghouse, cut it to fit coming down the rest of the truck. He cut pieces that we had left and went up about a foot on the walls at the bottom on both sides. He charged me $1,500. Let me see. Let's do the math. $1,500 in labor, $800 in parts, $2,300. Whoever is quoting you 10,000, that's a ripoff. You can go pick up the steel yourself. I'm sure you got a buddy, or you may have a flatbed trailer, and you can go get the steel and pay for it yourself. All you need to know what he gonna charge, the welder gonna charge you to do it. My friend and what my guy did was bring in another young welder to help him to do it, because it was gonna be a lot for him to do by himself to have ready in 2 days, so I could go back to work on that Monday. That's why he brought somebody else in. So I would encourage you, check around, dude. Call the steel place themselves. Price out the steel yourself. How much it'll be, you're going to pick it up yourself. And then you find a local guy that is a welder by trade that does it on his own, perhaps maybe on the weekend at his house, or he hustles and does it on his own, and talk to them guys, man. There's no way I would pay $10,000 to repair no bed. If you're going to spend $10,000, Joe, Joe, you popped up over there, Joe. If you're going to spend $10,000, Nasty, you can go on truckpaper.com and find you a bed, another bed in good shape for $10,000, dude. Don't do it. Don't do it. You remember the episode of Fred Sanford? They sitting at the table with the card. Those crooks was beating Lamont to death, and they was running a game on him with the cards, and Fred was over Lamont's shoulder saying, don't do it. Don't do it. All right, so that's game right there. I hope you caught that, man. No, Doc, no $10,000 to repair no bed like that. No, man. No. All right, so I hope you got that. All right, Joe Ramsey, thank you for your sticker, brother. Thank you for your sticker. Thank you for your support of this channel, man. It is greatly appreciated. Much love. Thank you for chiming on and supporting this channel in such a way. Joe Ramsey from Alabama, Huntsville. Appreciate you, man. All right. So, all right, Nasty. So I hope you got that. All right. I had two different welders look at labor rate of $75 for 5 days to work at material list costs. Go to the place yourself. Go to the place yourself and get the material yourself. See what they tell you yourself, that material. Check around to a couple of different places. I'm sure up there it has several different places. Y'all in steel country up there, man. Yeah, and that sounds like you went to a shop, because if they charging you a labor rate, that shop rate, dude, find you somebody that is a welder, but he do stuff at home on the side. See, this is game right here. This is game. It just came to me. I thank you, Nasty, because I gotta share this. This is game right here. Ladies and gentlemen, you don't have to go to the shop for everything. And if you're gonna survive in this business, you gotta find people that can do the same thing with the same quality. Cut out the middleman. What you paying for, Nasty, is shop costs, man. Find you somebody that is a welder, but they got everything at their house, welder machine, and they do it at their house. That's what you got to look for. And I'm speaking to you about welding, right? But other stuff, y'all, you know, you don't go to the shop to get brake cans put on. You don't go to the shop to get an airbag put on. You don't go to the shop. Well, let me just say this for me. I don't go to the shop for airbags, brakes, flats, none of that stuff, y'all. I got 2 or 3 guys in my area that do that stuff, and they got other jobs, but they can do that stuff. And so cash money, they make money, they make a little change. Then I don't have to pay all that money. I'm getting the same work done. So this is the game right here. Thank you, Nasty. This is game right here. This is a nugget. Don't miss this. Joe, don't miss this. Gruger, don't miss this. Part of your research right now needs to be start asking family and friends about folk in your town, in your area, the next town over, that does light mechanic work on the side, that can do brakes, that can do airbags, that can weld. that can fix minor stuff on a truck, that can change parts, an alternator, a starter. You don't want to be going to the shop for everything. I got a video coming up about this real soon, y'all, because I'm telling you, my shop, if I'd have been waiting on my shop the other week, the shop bagged up 2 weeks, y'all, I'd have been sitting for 2 weeks just to get in the shop. No, it's other guys I know that can do the same thing. Cost me less money, and I'm gonna get my truck right back. So make that a part of your research, Gruger. Make sure you find somebody, man, that can do light duty stuff, so you ain't got to run the Peterbilt every time something happens. And so, Nasty, that's what you got to do, man. You got to ask around. You got to look a little further than going to the shop for stuff like that. I guarantee you that you got folks in North Carolina that can do that stuff, man. I bet you. I guarantee you. Okay, well, Gruger, yeah, you got a warrant. Gruger got a warrant in 2021. You right. All right, but I'm gonna even ask the question, Gruger. What if, with your warranty, what if, just a what if, Gruger, you blow an airbag on your third axle and you get ready to take it to Peterbilt and tell you, all right, Mr. Gruger, it'll be a week before we can get to it. What you gonna do, Gruger? I'm taking my glasses off for this answer. I'm gonna wait on Gruger's answer. While I'm waiting on Gruger's answer, Nasty, let me get back to you. So Nasty, ask around. Nasty, go to your Votech school and talk to the instructor and see could he put you in touch with some youngsters who done just graduated from welding school. Ask family about, do they know a welder in the family or a family friend that welds for a living or works as a welder but does work on the side. Group, Nasty, I'm guarantee you can beat $10,000, dude. I guarantee you, if you go to them steel companies yourself, you'll find out you can get that steel for cheaper than $5,900. I guarantee you, man. I guarantee you. You're doing the right thing, though. You asking questions. You asking the right questions. What's up, Jack? Channel member Jack. Glad to have you tonight, man. Glad you could tune in, join the fun we're having tonight. All right, Rashad Taylor. I got you, man. I saw you. Appreciate you, Rashad. Appreciate your support, brother. I got you. I saw you, man. All right. So I'm just giving you something to think about, Nasty. Gruger, giving you something to think about. Gruger, I'm still waiting on your answer now. All right. Oh, it's cool, Jack, man. Look, I know, man, y'all be busy, got things going on, man. So I know how they go, man. All right. So I'm waiting on Gruger. I'm waiting on your answer, Gruger. Bruce says, yes, sir. We just had our truck sitting for 2 weeks, had to get a new PTO put in. Lord have mercy. Bruce, why was the truck sitting for 2 weeks? Tell us. Inquiring minds want to know, why was the truck sitting for 2 weeks behind a PTO? Is it that they didn't know why the bed didn't go up no more, or other reasons? I need to know, Bruce, why you had to wait 2 weeks for to get a new PTO. You finna prove my point, I believe. Okay, Gruger, you're in North Carolina as well. Okay. Gruger, I'm waiting on my answer. Nasty says, these gentlemen going to do the work in my backyard. Nasty, I still think you can beat that price, man. I still think you can beat that price, Nasty. I do a little more research, Nasty, before you make that decision, man. That seems real high to me. $10,000. That just seems high to me, man. Do a little more research, Nasty, before you spend that $10,000. The cost of the materials to me, because you're saying that the cross members is rotten. So if the cross members are no good. Okay, I can understand that. They're gonna have to do some work with rebuilding your cross members. So I understand that. Let me say this, Nasty. Maybe what they're gonna do, maybe this is the understanding. They're going to cut your old floor out. And you correct me if I'm wrong. They're gonna truck your coat, they're gonna cut your old stuff out. Excuse me, redo the cross members, and then go back in with a new floor that way. All right. So answer me if is that what they're going to do, or they're not, because my guys just simply put the new steel over the old floor. And I'm telling that worked perfect. It was no problem. So tell me if that's what they're going to do. I might could give you a little bit more leeway now. If that's what if they're going to go in there, cut everything out, redo the cross members like that. I mean, that really ain't no necessity because they can do the cross members from up under the bottom. But if that's what they're going to do, then yeah, I could see that costing more than $2,000 or $3,000, like what I'm saying. Okay. So just maybe that's what's going on. Okay. All right. So Gruber, I'm waiting on Gruber to get back with me. I'm coming back to you, Trey. Gruber says, I already been asking around about Shade Tree McCarthy. I wouldn't call them Shade Tree Gruber. I call them part changers. Part changers, man. You need some part changers. Shade Tree suggests they don't really know what they're doing. I call it part change. You need some part changes, man. I got a few phone numbers I can call other than Peter. Good. I'm also going to learn to tinker with it myself. Good, Gruber. That's good, man, because I'm telling you, I know it's under warranty, and that's a great thing. But if you're going to be sitting for a week behind a busted airbag on your third axle, when you can find somebody that you can go get to the airbag and get somebody to put that on, man, that's what I'm talking about. The wisdom between you can take it to Peterbilt and it's free. Airbag don't cost but $160, $170. So look at what I'm saying. This proves my point, Gruber. So do you go to the shop and spend nothing but lose 5 days of work, let's just say $3 or $4 grand, or do you spend $170 or $80, buy the airbag, pay a joker $100 to put it on, and spend $300, and you bag rolling the same day? That's all I'm saying. That's all the country CEO is saying right there, right? All right. So cool. That's a good thing, Gruber. You're gonna need somebody to do little light stuff, man. You don't want to be running the shop for every little thing. All right. Bruce says bread won't dump and powertrain was bagged up. Yeah, bed won't dump. Yeah, bed wouldn't go out. So PTO went out. PTO went out. All right. So Bruce, why were you sitting a week though? Because they couldn't get to you, or it took them a week to figure it out? That's what I want to know. All right. Trey says $20,000 enough to get started. Yes, Trey. Yes, that's good money. Yes, definitely thumbs up on that. 25,000 is good enough. All right. So I'm waiting on Nas to get back with me. I'm waiting on Bruce to get back with me, right? All right. So the thing before we got over there, let me get out because I want you to miss this before we get out of here tonight. Sacrifice to get to where you want to go is what I've been talking about, right? All right. No, Jack, man, that's Jack. I'm glad you said that, man. I need to invest in one. I'm glad you said that, Jack. That'd be a good investment, man. Yeah, man. I'm gonna do that, man. I'm gonna get me a drone. I got a partner, a couple of guys I know got drone. I never fool with it, man. I'm gonna have to look at that. Thank you, Jack. All right, they couldn't get me in for a week, then a week to fix. That's what I'm talking about, Bruce, right there. That's what I'm talking about, right there. That's my whole point of what I'm saying, Gruger and Nasty. That's all I'm saying. What Bruce Parker just said. They couldn't get me in. This is at the shop for a week, and then it took them a week to fix it. Truck sat 2 weeks because of that, right? I got a guy that could have diagnosed that here, took it to his house. He could have figured bed ain't going up. Well, everybody already know bed ain't going up is one or two things. It's the pump or it's the PTO. It's going. I'm telling you, it's the pump or the PTO, one of the two, right? And it's just a matter of determining which one. And shoot, man, look, call the dealership. Hey, we're not even a dealership because PTO is like a generic part, right? Get that PTO off of there. We got 2, 3 places in Baton, 4 or 5 places in Baton Rouge carry PTO. Shoot, I'd have got that. My guy I took it to his house. He'd have got that PTO off. Told me, hey man, I got it off. I went over there, got that PTO, went straight down to Baton Rouge, find a place that got the one that I need, bought that PTO. PTO was here, run by $700-800. I'd have got that PTO. I'd have had that PTO back to him that evening. If he wasn't busy, he would have slapped it in that night. If not, to that next day at the least, we would have had that PTO in that song on, man. Yes, sir. So, Bruce, word to the wise, man. Find you a parts changer. I ain't gonna call up a shade tree like Ruger. Find you a parts changer that can do little stuff like that, so you don't lose the downtime. That's what I've been talking about tonight, because you can't get the downtime back. You don't get that back because you can't recoup time. All right. All right. Yes, sir. Jack, I'm going to do it, Jack. All right. So look, let me get this in right quick before the questions start again. And I want you to ask a question, but let me tell you this. So you got to sacrifice to get to where you want to go. Here's what I'm talking about. This past week, working for this company, company's got all this work. They're working me. They working me again. They day and night, but I'm not on the night job that I've been telling you about. That's close to my house. I had to travel to, if you look at a map, to Lafayette. From Marlow, Lafayette is 50 miles. Up 25 miles, Baton Rouge, so 75 miles one way. All right, but the guy been letting me eat day and night. A few weeks back, remember, double dipping. So now the favor comes back. Hey, Perry, I need you to send your trucks 75 miles away. Didn't want to do it, right? More fuel. And then let me just say this to y'all, because I've been off. You know that. As the owner, sometimes you don't sleep as sound knowing you got trucks out there at night. So sometimes you might go through a week of not sleeping real sound because you know them trucks out there, and you know you don't want to get no call, because if you get a call, typically that means something happened. So it's a sacrifice to get to where you want to go. That's just one way of putting it, right? And let me sum it up for you. Sometimes you got to do things for the contractor that ain't what you really want to do, but it's gonna get you where you want to be. I hope you caught that. Y'all know I'm a preacher. I hope you caught that. Sometimes you got to do stuff for the contractor that you don't want to do. You got to sacrifice. But in doing it, it's going to get you where you need to be. All right? That's what I want to lay on you. It ain't going to always be laid out for you, gravy, right at your doorstep. You know, ain't burning no diesel. Sometimes you got to sacrifice to get to where you try to go. I'm moving up with this company, so I ain't got no problem. I've moved up since I've been with them. They got a little silent pecking order, but I have moved up, y'all, because I've sacrificed to get to where I want to be. And what I want to be is up the totem pole, because everybody knows, watch this, don't miss this. There comes a time when it gets a little slower, they start cutting back on trucks. And when they start cutting, they typically cut from the last folks that then just came there. So I'm trying to work hard, do what they asked me to do, go an extra mile, move up the list, because every job has knuckleheads on it. So they weed knuckleheads out. I'm moving up, sacrificing to get to where I want to be. All right, don't miss that. All right. I think it was another sacrifice I think I wanted to share with you. Sometimes you gotta sacrifice to get to where you want to be. Going to jobs that you don't want to go to, but you do it because it's give and take. They wash your back. Sometimes you got to wash their back and do things for them as well. It's not going to always be in your favor. Okay. All right. So that was the first thing. And then the second thing is, don't miss this. Don't give up. Oh, this is what it's going to say. You've heard this saying before. A bird in the hand is what? A bird in the hand is what? Come back to you, Nasty. I ain't forgot about you. All right, so look, a bird in the hand is worth more than two in the bush. What do I mean? Yesterday, a customer called that I've hauled with before. He's not an everyday guy. He's more so he get work here and there. Might call me 3-4 times a year. Pays great. Pays a little more than I work for than with the guy that the company I'm working for. But he don't call me 3 or 4 times a year. The company I'm working for is working me every day. The guy that calls me about 4 times a year calls and says, I got something, I need some 610. Whoever that was talking about their haul 610. He said he needs some 610 haul. All right. So I know where he wants to pick it up from. I know where he wants to go. $1,000 a day. All right. Right now, I'm making about $600-700 a day because we ain't got to these 10 and 11 hours yet. I was telling you guys that last stream. I can't wait. It's getting hot now. And we finna start getting into the 10, 11 hour days. Once or twice a week, both trucks are start to hit that this week, right? 40 and 8 hours. So that's when we're finna make our real money now because it's finna be 11 and 12s. So making 6 and 7 right now. The guy calls me, it's $1,000 a day, 5 loads, $200 a load, and be through for about 4 o'clock. So then I'm in a dilemma. Do I pull one of my trucks off with the company that I work for every day, but to go and do this that ain't gonna be but one day of work? Or do I tell him I can't get to him and I stick with my everyday folk? A bird in the hand is worth 2 in the bush. What you do is in situations like that is you stay with the folks that's gonna work you every day. And what you tell the other customer is, man, I can't get to you right now. I don't want to hold you up. If you got to get somebody, go ahead. Well, guess what? That's what I did. I couldn't get to him today. Guess what? He called back today. Want to go tomorrow. So I told him yesterday. I said, man, look, if you can do it Sunday, that'll be, now this is hauling broke up asphalt to his house. He want to get it off this job to his house. This is not the 610. I say, look, I can do it Sunday. I told him that yesterday. Call today. You free tomorrow? I said, no, man, I got to go back and haul asphalt again tomorrow. I told you, we can do it Sunday. He said, well, I'm going to check with somebody else and I'll call you back. Call back. All right, well, look, I can't get nobody. Let's just do it Sunday. So I got both trucks going to go do that Sunday. Right? So here's my point. Here's my teaching. Here's what I'm trying to get you to understand. Don't go running to a customer that only calls you here and there, even though you are going to make more in that one day, and mess around there and burn a bridge with a company that's going to keep you working year round. Talk Jones. Talk Country CEO. That's a nugget, y'all. Don't miss that. I know guys right around here now. Somebody call them and they can go make $1,200-1,300 in one day. Oh man, they pull off of people that'll work them every day just to go make that little extra couple $100. And then when they try to come back, they got a bad taste in their mouth. The company got a bad taste in their mouth. And that's one another reason why I've been moving up the totem pole, because the people getting tired of a couple of guys doing that. Yeah, who wouldn't want to go make the extra $1,200-1,300? It appeals to me too. But I got enough sense to know my grandmother taught me a bird in the hand is worth 2 in the bush. Don't fall for that dangling that carrot out there for a few $100 more for one day. And now you done burn a bridge and got the dispatcher or the truck foreman mad with you because you put it off and he needs you. Don't do that, y'all. You're not going to be able to build your brand, build your business like that. If them people working you every day, you just tell this other joker. If you ain't got enough trucks to supply him, you just go tell that joker, my man, look, I can't get to it right now. I don't want to hold you up. That's it. It's just that simple. Because if you only got one truck or two truck, whatever, you can only be at a certain place at a certain time. That's one of the reasons why I'm thinking about third truck next year, because it'll give me a little bit more flexibility, right? All right, so that's my spiel I wanted to share with you. That's the game I wanted to give you. For those of you who are already in business or just started, right? Sacrifice it's going to have to sacrifice to get to where you want to be. And then don't give up the bird in the hand, fooling around with two in the bush, and get you messed up with the contractor who working you every day. All right. All right. So before we get to some more questions, I want to bring up again, because I know we got some new people to come. If you want to support this channel, you can see that $sign at the bottom under the chat. You can support the Country CEOs channel by buying a super sticker or a super chat. Or if you're really ambitious, you can be a channel supporter like Jack and Nasty and Glenn by hitting that join button on the channel and become a regular supporter of this channel and this game that we're giving out to you on tonight, right? So I just thought I'd mention that you have that opportunity if you so desire. All right. So look, the floor is back open and your questions are at my pleasure. All right. Not all at one time, huh? All right. There you go. All right. What's up, Angel? All right. Joe Walsh. I'm getting ready to buy my truck, but I'm concerned because I do not have my own shop to work on my own trucks. So I'm going to have to outsource my truck repairs till I can get better established. That's okay, Joe. I mean, you got to start somewhere. Joe, you told me you were a mechanic too, right? Or you know how to work on your own trucks as well. So, yeah, man. So Joe, is it possible to have some kind of temporary structure, like even just something that keeps you out of the rain? Is it possible to have something like that at your house, or is it a deal about the neighborhood? They won't let you do it or whatever, something like that. I'm just throwing other ideas out there. I don't know what's the reason why, not my business. I just was wondering about that. But yeah, if you have to outsource it in the meantime, or have you did a little more research to see, is it other places you might can work on it at? Because that definitely will save you some money, man, for sure. Jack says, on another note, if you can, my brother, could you say a prayer for my friend at church on Sunday? He has cancer and multiple pieces. Oh, yes, I sure will, Jack. I definitely do that, man. I'll do that tonight and Sunday, man. All right, I definitely do that. I'm in that business there too. I'm in that business too, right? All right, I definitely do that. All right, come on, y'all. What's y'all question? Y'all gonna shut it down early now. Y'all, we know we might have to go 2 hours with y'all tonight. We're gonna shut it down early. What y'all got any more questions? Any questions on anything I share with you tonight? Appreciate you, Jack. Channel supporter. Thank you, man. Purchasing the sticker. Always appreciate it. And I definitely value your support, man. Appreciate you. Any more questions? Any concerns? Those of you about dump truck business and how things are going. Let me ask a question. Have you guys in all of the different areas, have you guys also been finding out that the work is plentiful? Is there anybody that's having trouble finding the work, or the work ain't great in your area? How about that? I'm just curious because I'm looking at all these metropolitan areas, man, and it just look like the work is just man, even small cities, it ain't got to be big metropolitan areas, but small cities got all kind of area. All right. Trey says 5,000 enough on down payment. Credit is in the 730s. All right. Credit is good. It just depends, Trey. Some of them ask for 5, some of them ask for 10 too, though. I've seen depending on credit, some of them ask for 20, but being as that you're in the 730s, they probably about 10%. To be honest with you, I'm gonna say about 10. I don't know if you're new. If this is gonna be your first time, I would definitely probably plan on 10%. if this is going to be your first purchase. All right. So Trey is in North Carolina. Man, what North Carolina, South Carolina, man, y'all must be got a lot of work out there. Y'all must be got a lot of work out there, man. Yeah, that's what Glenn just said. Work is plenty for South Carolina. Man, there's a couple of you guys on here from North Carolina and South Carolina. Yeah. All right. Enlightening. Have you ever considered investing in machines? I have at one time. Enlightened. I thought about getting into that. I think if I owned the acreage of being able to dig the dirt, I would. We're in the country, the rural area. Red clay is a premium up here. The only issue is, man, is just hauling it, packing it to the city. The folks in Baton Rouge love that red clay, but it's just up here is you're going to be basically 35, 40 miles from the jobs. And the problem we run into is the freight that we have to put on it costs so much. A lot of these companies just go ahead on with the brown clay in the city. But if this area was closer to Baton Rouge, oh my God. So yeah, I have thought about it, but just never made a move on getting into that aspect of it. All right. Let me see here. Work is good here. Just need to get started. Okay, Joe. All right. Alabama, Huntsville. Georgia's growing. Yeah, I know Georgia got it going on. Golly, I know Georgia's booming. Pedro, the truck I'm thinking of is buying from a dump truck company. Okay. It would be a lease purchase. Okay. They want $700 a week, but say the average take home after all expenses is between $1,500 to $2,200. Pedro, you're going to be working for them, for that company? Is that a triaxle or is that a tandem? Because that looks a little low on the pay. I mean, if you're gonna pay them $700 a week on the lease purchase, but you ain't making but 15 to 2 a week, that's gonna have you really living just like a driver, man. If you look at the money, I mean, think about it. If they want $700 a week, and I always take the low end of numbers because it's best to budget on with the low end of numbers. So let's just say they want $7 a week and you making 15. That don't leave you but $800. And you still got to buy fuel and pay insurance. So is that a tandem or a single axle or something? But either way, that's not enough money. That is not enough money. Is that $1,500 to $2,200 after they take the 7 out? I mean, give me a little more, because those numbers got me concerned. Joe, small subdivision. I don't have my own tools yet, but got to start somewhere. Okay, yeah, I know sometimes in the subdivision, they don't want you to fool with it. Yeah. So maybe you might look at around town, Joe. Might be a little small. Somebody might have a shop or might allow you to rent some space to work on your stuff. Maybe you might can look at something like that, All right, G Gross. Any mentors out in Austin, Texas? Anybody else on here from Austin? If you're from Austin, Texas, or near Austin, put it in the chat. G Gross wants to see if any of you guys are close. Pedro, truck will be all paid off in 3.5 years. Okay, Pedro. Yeah, give me a little more, Pedro, because that I'm concerned about those numbers. Patrick, diesel has jumped another 10 cents to 3.40. My God, has it calmed down over else or still climbing? I think it went up a little bit more here too, Patrick. I think last time we talked, we was like 260. Yeah, we up to about 275, 280 now. Yeah, so it's went up. I saw on the news that crude oil is $70 a barrel now. So doggone gas companies making money now. So yeah, it went up a little more. All right, Gruger says, can you have multiple additional insurers? Yes, sir, you can. All right, how do contractors feel about that? Don't have nothing to do with them. I mean, basically, that's just your insurance. They don't even know that. I mean, that's not even their business to know. When you send the company your certificate, it just shows them that you're insured, the coverages you have, and that they are listed as an additional insured on your policy. That certificate is just for them. They don't get to see who else is also additional insured. I got 5 or 6 people on my additional insured right now. So yeah, that they shouldn't have no problem with that. And like I say, they shouldn't even have to know that. Okay. What's up, Ronaldo? I have a Class A license, been saving a little to get my own truck, but is there work in the dump truck with Class A? Yeah. Don't know if to do dump truck or haul freight. I'm in Cali, so not sure. Yeah. I mean, I've talked to several people in California talking about how great the work is. Yeah. I mean, it's just all about what you want to do. You just got your license. I mean, you got your license. You just need to decide which route you go. So what I would do is research both. Research the freight arena, research the dump truck arena, and look at the pros and cons of each, and see which one of them suits you. Suits you the best. That's what I would do. All right, love it. Appreciate you, Ronaldo. Appreciate you like the videos, man. Appreciate that. Keep supporting, man. Keep sharing the videos, man. Pedro is a tri. It's okay. It's a triaxle. All right, you would be working for them. Okay. All right. I'm gonna come back to you, Pedro. Jack says, if you were to start out working for a company to get your feet wet, do you think a Class A would help you get put on? It could, Jack. But I think the biggest thing is just gonna be experience. Really, just that's just what it boils down to, Jack. I mean, you can have an A with no experience or a B with no experience, and I think people look at you the same. I think it just boils down to having experience. Once they see that a lot of companies want you to cut your teeth with somebody else. Then you got some companies, they don't mind being the ones you cut teeth on. Like I told you, here, the ready-mix companies, they'll take you straight out of driving school. They'll take you ain't got to even drove nothing before. And when you just got your life, they'll hire you. So the ready-mix companies here, that's where a lot of guys cut their teeth. That's why I cut my teeth. And then once you get that experience, you can move on to dump truck. So I think it's more so about the experience, Jack, than what license you have. All right. Because I mean, if you're a greenhorn A and a greenhorn B, you're still a greenhorn, right? Pedro says the $1,500 a week is after truck payments and insurance. Oh, okay. Pedro, that sounds a whole lot better, man. Whoo. So after they have taken the truck payment out, the insurance out, and the fuel out, you'll clear 15 to 22. Yeah, now I can go with that. I can go with that, Pedro. Yeah, okay. My wife says 9 o'clock. So yes, Pedro, I would go for that. Sounds pretty good, Pedro. That's why I'm glad you clarified it. But yeah, if your payments, your insurance, and your fuel coming out, and you're gonna make anywhere from 15 to 22, yeah, I can live with that. And in 3 years, you got yourself a truck. That sounds all right to me. All right, I don't see any other hidden costs, Pedro, that I don't think you would have to worry about, and you're working for them, man. So sounds like a good deal. What's up, Trey? Trey says, I'm new, just worried, nervous about pulling the trigger to start a bit. Being NKT, you got me on that one. What's NKT? But let me just say this, Trey, you're gonna be nervous, man. I mean, I was. I mean, dude, I'm telling you, a week later, I was laying in the bed looking at the ceiling and like, man, have I messed up? And man, look, I don't know if you're a religious guy, Trey. I don't know what your religious beliefs are. But dude, I just prayed to God. I say, God, I got this truck. Direct me, direct my path, put people in my path that can help me, open up some doors for me. But it's just like, a guy that wants a job. You can't say you want a job and don't put in no applications and you stay laying on the couch, right? So you have to go put in applications and you let God do what he do. And so, Trey, you do your due diligence, comfortable with that you've done all your research. You go knock on them doors and talk to them contractors. That's why I tell you can't be scared to talk to these contractors, because talking to them will give you a level of comfort that you got some leads, if you will. So when you get your truck, you got some places that you can go. Contact the rock yards, contact the dirt pits, contact these construction companies. That's what's going to make you feel comfortable. And yeah, you're going to be a little nervous, man, until you start getting some days in and get some money flowing. You're going to be nervous. I mean, I've been there and done it. So that's natural, man. Not mechanically inclined, me either. Plus trying to figure out what brand to buy and price range stay in. I'm not mechanically inclined. God just didn't make me that way. I can do little simple stuff, but I'm not mechanically inclined. All right. So what you need to do, Trey, you need to be trying to search out, parts changers, guys that know a little bit about doing little different things to truck. Find you somebody like that. All right. Brand is really not all that important. Really, it's all about what you like. I'm a Mac guy, but as Grugel and bought him a Peterbilt. Western Star is good. KWs are good. It's all about just really what you like, man, when it comes to that. And then when you're talking about price range, I mean, you know, me personally, to make me feel good that I got a solid truck that I can run for a while and ain't got to worry about nothing, I would tell somebody 60 to 80 range, right? But I'm not gonna sit here and tell you can't find nothing in the 50s range that's a solid truck. I'm not gonna tell you can't find it in the 40 range that may be a solid truck. But just know that the older the truck, the older the chances are it's time for things that just wear out to be getting changed. Starters, alternators, air compressors, condensers, radiators, things like that, because the truck is 10, 12, 13, 15 years old. So, just like anything, stuff wears out. So just be aware of that. All right. All right, Jack, you got it. Okay, cool. Angel says Michigan is building a new Amazon. Man, Amazon is the king. Amazon just bought a whole mall down here to build a fulfillment center. I mean, Amazon got it going on, man. Also, these cities are getting huge monies to build. Yes, they are. But a little nervous, but got to step out on faith. There you go, man. We're going to be nervous. You're going to be nervous. But like I'm telling you, do your research. The research is what's going to give you a level of comfort. Do your research, chew on it, do some more research, chew on it, and then it's going to give you, I'm not going to tell you it's going to give you 100% comfort, but knowledge is what makes us feel comfortable. And once you research and get the knowledge about what you need to know, that's what's going to make you feel more comfortable, and your anxiety will begin to not be as great. Okay. All right. I mean, I was I'm 21 now. I'm 47 years old. I've been in it 21 years. So I was 26 years old, guys, when I started. Scared to death. Scared to death. But here's what I said. I said, you know what? I'm young. And I know this don't apply to everybody. So that's why I'm going to give you two answers. So I was like, I'm young. Don't work out. I got time to start over. So we're going to give it our best shot. Don't work. Oh, well. All right. So if you're young, you can lean on that. But if you're older, guy, after 20 years, people getting into this business, it's got to work, right? Step out, do your due diligence. You're more of a seasoned guy. You're older. You got wisdom. You gonna research properly. You're gonna do your due diligence. That's what's gonna give you a comfort zone. The bottom line is this. Here's the thing, guys. It's really not for one reason I would tell any of you to be afraid and don't do it. And that is if there was no work. But because I know there's work everywhere, I have no doubts you're going to make it. Right? I have no doubts. Work will be the only one I said, man, I wouldn't fool with it. The work is just not there. It's a drought. It's a drought. Don't do it. But because I know, that's why I asked you guys again, just to give other guys comfort. I had all of you guys to chime in. How's the work in your area? Because I know the work is booming nationwide. Your nearest metropolitan city is going to be booming right now. I'm telling you, even the suburbs, but your metropolitan city is going to be booming. My area here, I stay in a small town, y'all. Ain't nothing happening up here. There's nothing happening in my town. But my main place to work is Baton Rouge, 25 miles away. Booming. I just told you I went to Lafayette, 75 miles away. Booming. I go to Hammond over here, the next city over here, 60 miles away. Booming. You see what I'm saying? All the metropolitan areas booming. So that's the only thing I would tell you, be very afraid if it ain't no work. Here's the truth. Here's the truth of the matter, Trey, Angel. These people ain't gonna have enough trucks, man. Just like you're contemplating getting in it, there's other guys thinking the same thing you got, and other guys gonna bag up. These companies are not gonna have enough trucks to get the job done. We're seeing it already in Baton Rouge. It's a truck shortage. Will, if you still on here, it's a truck shortage in Baton Rouge. Ain't got no trucks. Guys, I'm turning down 2 and 3 people every day. I can't leave. I don't have anything to give them. These contractors. It's already a shortage in Baton Rouge, and the business and the work has not even hit the peak yet of dump truck season. Peak don't ever hit to like June, July, August. And when I say peak, I mean when it's just blowing, going wide open, 6-7 days a week, night and day, you don't get a break. We haven't even got there yet. And it's a truck shortage. It's not going to be enough trucks. I'm telling you, that's the problem we're going to have. It's not going to be enough trucks in this city. Okay? So I hope that encourages you guys. All right. Gruber, can you negotiate hourly and tonnage pay, or do you have to accept what they've designated it to be? A lot of time when it's the construction companies, yeah, you just kind of have to go with the way that they say they're paying it, right? I think Gruber, it might have been you or somebody else was talking about that. The message was talking about hourly pay, asphalt company. Our asphalt companies down here pay by the hour. And that's how we like it, because you know why? Pavers break down, problem with pavers, asphalt plant break down. We can't make no money by the ton. Pay us by the hour. That way, something go down is on the company. It's costing them. It ain't costing us, right? But pretty much if they tell you it's by the hour, well, that's how it's paying. If it tell you it's by the ton, that's how it's paying. You can't tell them how they gonna pay you, right? So, Gruger, if it's a private job you're doing for residents or a small customer you got for yourself, yeah, you can negotiate with them and say, okay, well, look, let's do about an hour, or hey, can we do about a load? You can negotiate with them. But typically, if it's an asphalt company, construction company, they pretty much already got how they gonna pay it. Okay. Pedro, thank you, Miss CEO. Blessing. All right, Pedro, cool, man. I hope I've been of help to you. All right, come on now. We need extended time. That's they need extended time, huh? All right, cool. All right. Well, hey, I'm available. I'll give you some more time. Come on with it. I'm hitting stride. Look, like the old song say, who's that? Frankie Bellamy. I'm so happy to be back in stride again. Back in stride now, man. All right. So I just want to encourage you, man. It's wonderful right now. I mean, we're gonna actually put in 7 days this week. Where it looks, going out tomorrow, got work Sunday, and the night work right here by my house starts again Wednesday night. So we're back on that old double dip Wednesday night. I'm excited about that because it's about a month of work right there. So I got a opportunity to really hit some big weeks coming up, man, and I'm excited about that. So I'll be back on the truck Wednesday night, and I'm ready for it because I miss it. All right, I miss it, man. Thank you, Jack. I appreciate it, man. Just want to see other people win in this business, man, and just want to do whatever I can to help, to inspire, to encourage, to give the information. So, if you decide not to do it, it won't be because Country CEO didn't put the information out there for you, right? It won't be because you didn't know. All right. President. Oh, no, I don't want that job. No, man. Look, I do not want that job. Jack, have you seen how them fellows come out of office after 4 years? Obama went in with black hair, came out of head Snow White. I do not want that job. Trump went in, Trump looked like he aged by 10 years after he come out of there. I do not want that job. They can have that one. Look, Jack, I'm gonna keep my job. In the Bible, it talks about how the prophet got to be able to speak to the king. It's the prophet. Remember, Jack, you remember when David messed up? David was the king. Remember David messed up with Bathsheba? Who was it that came and told David, you done messed up, right? It was Nathan the prophet. So I'm a preacher. The preacher got to be able to speak to the king, right? That's his job, to be able to tell the king when he wrong and he out of order, right? So I don't need to be the king. I'm gonna stay in a position to be able to tell the king when he wrong. Yeah. All right, Pedro, what you got? You put a video this morning about favors you can't explain. My favor was stumbling onto your child last week. Thank you so much for all the amen. Appreciate that, man. And that favor is real, Pedro. It's real, man. When I tell you that favor, God show you favor, and I mean that's favor right there, man. The fact that you're getting the deal that you're getting, that don't happen every day, Pedro. I'm here to tell you, that don't happen every day. These people decide to let you buy the truck, $700 a week, working it every day, and you stay right there with them. Shoot, that's favor right there, man. That don't happen every day. So they're cool, brother. I appreciate that, man. Yeah. It's all about that favor that you can't explain. And let me share this with you. And this is a spiritual moment here, but that ought to be your prayer every day. Lord, show me favor that I can't explain. And let me give y'all an insight to what I mean by that, because that's what I try to do every day. Pray that prayer. If he gives you favor that you can't explain, that suggests you ain't had nothing to do with it. Nobody else had nothing to do with it. And there's no doubt it's him working in you and your business. That's why I pray that prayer for my life, my family, my church, my business, my family. Lord, give us favor that we can't explain. In other words, there's no doubt about, okay, this is God doing this. I know this is God doing this. And so just a little encouragement there. And just watch him work. Watch him work in your life. Jack to my dump truck friends. Patrick says, I'm in the southeastern suburbs of Portland, and you can't throw a rock without hitting a construction project full of dump trucks right now. Wow. That's what I'm talking about. It's out there, man. It's out there, man. Patrick, why don't y'all, since look, y'all don't want Dame Lillard, send Dame Lillard to New Orleans Pelicans, man. Y'all, if y'all let Dame Lillard get out of Portland, that's it for y'all. That is it. Y'all better not let Damian Lillard get out of Portland. Send him to the Pelicans. We could use him if y'all don't want him. Let him team up with Zion Williamson. We could use him. Man, y'all talk about the president. Glenn talk about I got my vote too. That's right, Angel. But God. That's right. That's right. All right, priorities in life TV ask, is 28K good enough for, I'm guessing you're saying good enough to get started with? Yes. If that's your question, yes, that's good. That's definitely good enough to get started with. SNB 87, yeah, turn of work north. SNB, where you at up north, man? What state you're in? What city and state you're in, SNB? I like for you guys to tell me where you're from. What city and state you're in? And for you guys in California too, I'm coming to Los Angeles in October for a preaching conference at the LAX Hilton. It's right by the airport. Preaching conference at the LAX Hilton in October. So I'll be in Los Angeles. All right, is 28 enough to start a dump truck business? Yes, with purchasing a district truck and get the proper things I need to get started. Okay, so you're talking about to actually buy the truck too, or is that enough for a down payment and to do the other stuff and get started? Give me a little clarification. Is that are you saying 20 enough to buy a truck, or is 28 enough to put a down payment and get started? All right, SMB, I'm in Coral Springs, Florida. All right, Florida got work spreading to the Everglades. All right, alligator country. All right, I want to say, man, that work is out there, man. That work is out there, Doc. That work is out there, man. All right, Joe says, I am also a Christian. I believe God sent me to you, and I have been most videos, and I've taken notes, and I've learned a lot. Thanks, man. Appreciate that, Joe. I appreciate that, man, very much, man. I don't try to force my religion on anybody, but I am a religious guy. I am a Christian. I believe in sharing the gospel, and I it's a part of my spiritual journey in doing this. I believe that's what he's appointed me to do in this season of my life. And trust me, if it wasn't for a change in my life as a younger man, 23 years old, I would have been dead or in Angola. And so I definitely value my relationship with Christ. And then he just took this little old country boy and decided to make him a preacher and pastor a group of wonderful people, man. I never would have thought I would have been doing what I'm doing in that regard, but, I say God has to have a sense of humor, man. He chose me, Jack to my house about it. Man, Philly I got to get back to the TV then. Philly put it on y'all. I said, if y'all don't win tonight, Jack, y'all in trouble. If y'all don't win, Embiid, that's what I call that doggone Joel Embiid. Boy, that Embiid got some game, man. Look, if y'all don't win tonight, y'all in trouble, Jack. Patrick says it's been all over for the Blazers. We let Clyde Drexler get away. Man, y'all need a third guy, man. Y'all got McCollum and Dame. Y'all don't have the third guy. That's what y'all missing, man. Y'all missing that third guy that can create his own shot. All right, I know what you talking about. Clyde the Glide, Terry Porter, big boy. I forgot him. Shaq used to dunk all over him. Sabonis. I remember all of them, man. Lots of work in Atlanta, working on getting insurance for my dump truck. Cool. Road King, cool. That's what's up, man. Atlanta definitely got it. Gruger, that's true about Lillard. Look, I'll take Dame Lillard. I'll tell you, man, sit him to do all this. We need a guard like Dame Lillard. We let Jrue Holiday got away last year. We need a guard like Lillard. Shoot. Probably can't afford to pay him, though. That's the problem. They ain't going to be able to pay Zion and pay him, too. We're a small market team in New Orleans. We ain't got that big money stuff like out in Portland and Los Angeles. All right, Colorado Springs, got a friend just started with a tandem telling me to quit my company job and get one too. Gee, hey, check him out, see how he do. Let that be your case study, right? Study what he's doing, how he's doing it, see how he's doing it. Very few people get to have a buddy close to them that's doing it, right? So you get a chance to watch up close. Go sit in that truck with him, man, out one day and watch it up close. See how it go, man. See what you want to do. What's up, Alex? How do you pay your road miles? Do you have an accountant or do you do it yourself? My road miles. Well, we don't deal with road miles in dump trucking, Alex, but I do use an accountant to keep my books straight so I can pay quarterly taxes and things like that and, keep up with what my drivers make and stuff like that. So I use her for that, but road miles wouldn't apply to what we're doing. All right. Yeah, Jack, that I thought he had a torn meniscus. Don't look like to me. Somebody telling a story. Don't look like no torn meniscus to me. All right. All right. That's what's up, Joe. All right. Priorities. I was thinking on putting down 10 to 50. Okay. So down payment. Yes. You ain't good. That's good money then, priorities. Yes. 10 for getting started with insurance, truck main rain day, whatnot, and have roughly. There you go. That's good money, priorities in life. Yes. That's good. That's good money. And you're looking at it, that little breakdown you even got is a good breakdown right there. Hold on to that. If y'all see that, what she has, that's a good, well, I don't know if I see look like a she on the picture. So if that's wrong, I'm sorry if you're a he. But that's a good breakdown right there, priorities. And I like that. That's a good breakdown. All right. Jack says we can give no John Collins. Oh, man. Y'all are funny. Well, guys, I'm gonna try to land this plane. The wife begging for me. She wants quality time to come and eat with her. So I am going to go and seek and I look in her face for a little while. All right. SN7 says that's tax deduction mileage in your work truck. Oh, okay. So we don't keep up with mileage in dump trucking. That's actually a new concept for me right there. I have to check into that, man. I didn't if we deduct mileage, I didn't know that. So SNB, you may be hipping me to something on that one, man. If that's the case, then I've been missing out on that for 21 years. I didn't know that I could deduct the mileage on the trucks. Or are you talking about like a work truck? Like if I got a pickup truck, give me a little more clarification on that. G says, okay, I'm thinking about saving up and starting out with a fresh Mac tandem from the dealer. Do you think that is? Yeah, I mean, you start out new. You ain't got to worry about maintenance issues. I mean, it was two other guys from Atlanta that was talking about getting 2 tandem brand new Macs. So, yeah, I mean, I would never tell anybody not to get a new truck. That's always a good idea. Long as you can, you got to work that you can, you're not going to be worrying about stressing because your truck's sitting. I always advocate for new, but I know everybody can do new. I didn't start off with new. I just bought a used one, right? But if somebody's in a position to get a new one and you're new, then yeah, by all means, go for that because that way you totally eliminate the maintenance factor for at least 3, 4, 5 years where you won't have to do virtually nothing. You just working, but you got the note. But I told you before that a guy at the Mac dealership told me you're either buying parts or paying a note anyway. You just pick which one you want to do, right? All right, Jack. Jack said, "Good. Have a good evening, Jack." All right, yeah, I'm getting ready to land this plane. I'm gonna answer these few more questions. All right, anything associated with your business is a deduction. Yeah, man, I might look, appreciate that, man. I'm gonna have to yeah, I knew about that other stuff, but I never heard about the mile. So I'm going to I am going to question my CPA about that, brother. Yeah, I'm gonna put her up on game. If that's the case, man, look, I'm gonna write down miles tomorrow and just guesstimate what I had at the beginning of the year and then at the end and then start adding that, man. Look, I need all I can get, man. So that'd be good. I appreciate that, SMB. That's game right there, man. All right, Joe says, appreciate everything, sir. You guys have a blessed night. All right, Joe, good night to you, man. Glenn, have a great night. Good night to you, Glenn. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate your support. Michael, hello, brother. Thanks for your video. Working on saving money for a truck now, man. Yes, sir. You got to make that investment, man. Get your money right, and you can step out here in good shape. Angel, thank you so much for your wisdom. Thank you, Angel. Bless you. All right, Mac. Glad to see you recover. Yes, sir. I'm recovered. Had a bunch of truck invoices made up and mounted. The license plates. Come on, man. Mac, I think I posted Mac's picture the other day. Mac got his truck and, like I say, got his invoices together. He got a license plate ready to roll. That's what I'm talking about. All right. Well, guys, I'm going to go ahead and land this plane. It's been good. I enjoyed it, man. And again, thank you for your prayers. That's why I was out and recovering. I don't mind saying, and I think most of you know, I had weight loss surgery because I'm trying to get healthier and drop some of this weight off of me. So you will be noticing. I mean, I've noticed from looking in the camera that my face has got a little slimmer, and I can promise you it's gonna get slimmer. So y'all gonna be seeing a transformation in front of you. The next 6 to 10 months, 6 to 12 months. So keep me in your prayers for that. All right, but look, grinders, man, look, it's been good. Thank you for your support. Good luck to you guys who have stepped out there. Those of you who are still doing your due diligence, I pray that God will give you the direction and the comfort that you need to make a good, sound decision, right? All right, so good night, guys. Y'all have a good night. God bless you.